The Lego Batman movie was a ton of fun and had loads of cool moments in it, lots of which I've talked about in my Easter eggs video. But what I want to talk about here is the stuff that didn't make it into the final film. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and in this video I'm going to break down some of the fascinating deleted scenes and rejected concepts from the movie. I'm also giving away a second set of awesome Lego Batman movie books. That is the Essential Guide plus the Making of the Movie, which features concept art, sketches and Lego builds. For a chance to win, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment on this video about your favourite deleted scene or what you'd like to see in a sequel. And for bonus ways to enter the giveaway, check out the Gleam link in the video description below. Quick alert, there are spoilers ahead, so to avoid those, grab the nearest bat train out of here by clicking or tapping the screen for my spoiler-free review of the film. Lego Batman director Chris McKay has said that the idea for the Phantom Zone housing various villains from the wider Lego universe was inspired by movies like Cabin in the Woods and Last Action Hero. McKay wanted to bring in a bunch of crazy villains that didn't exist in the Batman or DC Comics universe and mix them up with a bunch of Batman characters. And we do get a number of uber villains such as Voldemort, Sauron and the Daleks in the movie, but there were also some R-rated villains that McKay wanted to include in the film, but he had to leave them out as they weren't appropriate for a younger audience. Dropped from the final film was Bill from Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, Stephen King's Annie from the 1990 horror movie Misery, and Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York. Apparently Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey was also removed as the character didn't read well in the movie. Although Barbara Gordon has a backstory in the movie which differs quite considerably from her various comic book incarnations, early versions of the character were initially also quite different to what's in the final film. Originally, Barbara was going to be a librarian at the Gotham City Library and was secretly involved in outside-the-law vigilante activities. In one early design, her vigilante persona carries a copy of the Scarlet Pimpernel, who was a character created in the last century who also held a secret hero identity and was a literary forerunner of characters like Batman. Before deciding on a more classic design for Robin, some zany options were considered, including a Robin Hood-inspired costume, a contemporary hoodie, and a gymnast outfit. There was also a storyboarded scene that was cut which featured an open day at Dick Grayson's orphanage, where he tried to get attention from prospective parents who might adopt him. And there's a reference to this in the final movie when Dick Grayson asks Bruce Wayne for advice on how to improve his adoption chances. We get to see the Joker cruising around in his notorious lowrider during the movie, but the Lego design team considered numerous other rides for the Clown Prince of Crime and his sidekick villains, including an octopus-inspired vehicle that looked really cool. There were also some other Joker truck designs that incorporated some of his classic weapons, such as a hand-shaped joy buzzer which electrocutes its victims, and the squirting flower that the Joker has often worn on his jacket, and which spews toxic gas or acid at its victims. The Joker's partner in crime, Harley Quinn, has a rich history in the DC universe, and numerous possible costume designs were considered before the filmmakers decided on her character's final looks. In the movie, we also briefly see her alter ego psychiatrist, Dr. Harleen Quinzel. Alternative versions of Quinzel were also considered but didn't make it to the final film. For example, a holistic therapist who provided massages, acupuncture and other treatments to clients such as Batman. The Two-Face we see in the movie is the Lego version of what director Chris McKay thought Billy D. Williams' Two-Face would have looked like if he'd had a chance to appear on screen. I shall no doubt remember Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman movie, but the character was dropped from the sequel Batman Returns. Alternate designs for Two-Face were considered for the Lego Batman movie though, each of which paid homage to the various incarnations of the character that have appeared in the comics and on the big and small screen over the years. The Joker's henchmen each have their own rides, and many of them also had some very cool designs that were rejected for the final movie. The Riddler had designs for a question mark shaped helicopter and a double-decker bus, but those were dropped and instead he got his own sports car. There are also various feline-inspired vehicles considered for Catwoman, before the filmmakers settled on a motorcycle. And various wacky flying contraptions were designed for Scarecrow, before he ended up with a much simpler flying broomstick-inspired helicopter. There were also a few scenes from the trailers that didn't make it into the final movie, such as a deleted gag where Bruce Wayne is beatboxing and then tells Alfred that he should always be recording. Another scene of Batman running with the other Justice League members in the background hints at a deleted action scene with Batman and the rest of the Justice League. Shipping Batgirl and Batman has been a controversial subject among comic book fans that resurfaced in last year's animated Killing Joke movie, which included a now infamous sex scene between the two characters. Marketing for the Lego Batman movie seemed to play up the possibility of a romantic relationship between Batgirl and Batman, and there was a scene in a TV spot where Barbara Gordon comments that it's been a great first day, and Batman thinks she said first date. In the final movie, this joke was cut out, perhaps to the relief of many fans. Of course, the film still plays around with Batman having a crush on Barbara, however it doesn't lead anywhere, and Batman jokes at the end that she's his platonic co-worker buddy who's a girl but just a friend. One of the best scenes in the movie that we did see is where Batman sings Who's the Batman? And important to the story were other musical themes like Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror and the final song Friends or Family. But director Chris McKay has said that ideally he wanted to make the whole movie a musical, with additional songs from different characters' perspectives integrated throughout the film. In the end, the idea of including additional musical numbers was dropped, as there wasn't enough time to work these into the movie. So guys, what do you think about the deleted scenes, villains and designs? Are there any you would like to have seen in the final movie, and what would you like to see happen in a Lego Batman sequel? Don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe for a chance to win this awesome pair of Lego Batman movie books. For bonus ways to enter the giveaway, check out the Gleam link in the video description below. If you enjoyed this, do please hit that like button and remember to turn on your notifications for Flicks in the City so you can catch my new videos. And if you fancy finding out more about the Lego Batman movie or other movie deleted scenes, you can tap or click here to do just that. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!